Here is Ewald and I want to introduce you to my novel HayTrade, and I want to read you 1 or 2 chapters, and this chapter is about London in the 19th century, end of the 19th century. Beggars sat or stood everywhere in the street corners, and hordes of begging children made the streets unsafe. Every now and then he had to defend himself against them with his stick. Although he was not usually the target of such attacks due to his charisma and appearance, but when the hunger of the wretched became too strong, he also came to the sides of these gangs. He felt sorry for these boys and girls who he sometimes saw smuggled up together in the doorways of houses completely orphaned, if they were not driven away by the house owners. He always gave a penny to a few of them, and sometimes gave them one of his animals made of fabric, often combined with little magic tricks and his hearty Italian laughter. Being accepted in this way without being beaten up meant that they took care of him and defended him against other gangs of children. Every now and then, when he went for a walk in the afternoon, he saw a herbalist making her rounds through the streets of Kingston with her daughter of 13 or 14. On her back she carried a wooden barrow frame in which she held her herbs ready for all kind of human ailments. It was a meager bread that she earned with it, and he thought to himself, certainly the 2 of them often went to sleep hungry in the evening. Now Alessandro had contracted a cough, and just as he walked past the 2 of them, a coughing fit shook him. The mother looked at him indecisively as to whether she could offer this elegant gentleman some of her herbs. Alessandro realized her dichotomy and resolved the situation by asking her, "Do you have anything against my cough, too?" Elizabeth Sutherland, the herbalist, just laughed. It was evident that she only had a few teeth left in her mouth. She put down her wooden barrow frame and said, "For such noblemen as you, I have many herbs." As she did so, she stretched out her half-exposed breast to him, and smiling meaningfully while pointing to his crotch. Then she rummaged in the depth of her carrying frame and took out a cloth bag with herbs. She carefully poured some of the contents onto a piece of an old newspaper and wrapped the herbs into it. "Have 3 cups of tea made for you every day. Then you'll be healthy again the day after tomorrow." "And what do I owe you now?" Alessandro asked. "That's 2 pence for the tea and 1 for my advice." She laughed again, this time a little mischievously, because she had demanded double the price from him. When Alessandro gave her 5 pence and thanked her, she was completely astonished. Just the fact that someone thanked her had rarely happened to her. Normally the customers haggled with her about the price of the teas and almost expected that it should get already better with the purchase of the herbs. Then, if there was no relief in one day or 2, she sometimes even received threats of beating. Addressing the little one, Alessandro asked, "And what's your name?" She breathed shyly, "Selma? And how old are you?" 14, and immediately hid behind her mother again. In addition, the red hair, Selma had also inherited the clear gaze from her mother. Then the eyes of Selma and Alessandro met. It was like a mutual recognition, even more a spiritual touch that Alessandro otherwise only knew with his siblings and with Enzo from school. Even this last contact lasted only the length of a blink of an eye. Alessandro experienced Selma as another little sister.